Next, let's queer up education. Far-right attacks, it gets better after group donates $600,000 to students. As students return to school for a new academic year, far-right extremists and conservative media outlets are targeting LGBTQ+ organizations that support the healthy development of children. After the It Gets Better project awarded over $600,000 in grant money in June to more than 50 high schools in the United States and Canada to uplift and empower LGBTQ+ students in schools, some on the right have warned that the organization is, quote, grooming kids. This program awards projects mainly run by kids, and it funds everything from pride events to GSAs to inclusive language seminars to gender-inclusive closets. The It Gets Better project has approved individual $10,000 grants for 56 U.S. and 15 Canadian public and charter schools to fund LGBTQ+ initiatives throughout 2023, according to the organization's website. The far-right outfit Daily Caller took issue with the group promoting gender ideology. The publication attacked the It Gets Better in an article titled, quote, LGBTQ+ activist org awards thousands to schools across the country to promote gender ideology. The conservative website listed some of the schools awarded funds in that piece. I had a hard time kind of just keeping a face when I had to read gender ideology, but sorry y'all, I did what I could. But for me, I had a chance to look at the website in anticipation of this, and of course Florida's not amongst those schools, right? Because we have very not LGBTQ friendly. Thank you. That's a much. I was using euphemisms. But this is going to become even more dangerous because so many more states, right, are passing these kinds of anti-LGBTQ laws. And one of the things that I also just, as I was looking at the initiatives here, some of them were just to host proms, like, or to host like travel trips, educational trips, like that is like, how are you attacking people's right to learn? Like it's at the, you know, at the core education.
And the story we were just talking about. These kinds of things are, what kind of helps empower these people. And, when the one parent says, I don't want my kid to read this book, and they yank the book out, people are like, oh, hey, now I can just say something and I can control everybody to only have my ideations. Yeah. It's scary.
So how do we get to a point where we can sort of stop talking about these people? Like, I understand that this discussion is important because there is a kind of a growing movement, but at the same time, we have to find a way to just get rid of their voice because it's not helpful, it's not positive, it's not supporting children, even though they want to hide behind the fact that they're protecting children. Point. They're not.
I'll give you, something we should do. An example of that was I was at the school board about a week and a half ago where the Moms for Liberty people were present, because there was a resolution for Pride History Month, Pride Month, etc. Right. And then, they were talking about books they wanted banned in the schools, etc. There were not a lot of folks on our side there.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Packed with Moms for Liberty people. And so we have to, if we really want to shut their voices out, we have to make our voices louder than theirs.
Show up.
Well, I would say next time there's something like that and you're aware of it, let's talk about it on the news.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody knows.
Advertise
Let's take a little trip down to the...
Yeah, I've gone to many a commission and school board meeting to share my views. I think we all, if you haven't done it, do it.
Or trick the gay people, be like, ooh, free drink tickets if you go to school board meetings.
Let me tell you, back in the 90s, when we were working on the Human Rights Ordinance in Miami-Dade, we had hundreds of people show up to support. We had so many people that we couldn't even all be in the chambers. And I found that I don't see that kind of activism anymore.
A lot of the social justice is through your fingers right now, so people don't feel the need to show up.
Yeah, but school board, you have to show up.
Exactly, people don't realize that.
If you're not there...
They show up.
Because they show up.
School board is not on TikTok.
We grew complacent. I think that I think that's fair to say in a lot of ways, right? We felt a little safer, and turns out we're not. I mean, I say we, like the royal we or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now kids in schools are suffering some of the same things that I suffered in school. Those of you here who are younger, things were starting to get progressive. Yes,
Look
of
at her.
course, you're the baby.
She poses for the
But it's, you know, it's really sickening that we had all these fights and we won them. And now
We're having them again.
the next generations are going to have to fight them again because we old.
We already
Ben, we're
tired.
grateful
Hate
for
to
you.
break it to you.
Teach us
but
how to fight, though. Teach us how to fight.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have. Get your neighbors and the others.
Yeah, we all, everybody has to get up and fight. Even if we did it before, we got to do it
We'll
again.
do it again. All right.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.